UFC 318, Poirier versus Holloway, Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. The third time these boys are fighting, and it's in New Orleans for Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. It's going to be an emotional weekend, whoever wins, man. But this is the quick picks, the quick predictions. You guys know how this goes. I give you my quick picks for every single fight on the card. Before we go ahead and get into this pay-per-view, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. Starting off with the early prelim opener of Carly Giudice versus Nicole Cagliari. Carly Giudice, her last fight out, she got a nice head kick KO in the first round. Nicole Cagliari, she's got some good finishing capabilities as well. She's got great BJJ. This is gonna be a close fight where you got striker versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here. This is striker versus grappler, honestly. And it kind of depends on if Nicole is going to be able to get the takedowns, if she's going to want to go to the takedowns and rely on that, because she's going to have a reach disadvantage, a decent reach disadvantage, and a fair height disadvantage. Carly Giudice is a sniper. She's got really fast hands, nice kicks. She's clean with her boxing, clean with her striking. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Max Holloway. Like, I'm not going to go that crazy to say that, but her striking is very clean. It is very, very clean, crisp. I think her nickname is Crispy Carly Giudice. Anyways, for the quick pick, man, I gotta go with Carly Giudice. I do like Nicole Cagliari. I think she goes forward, she dogs it out. But in this fight, I think Carly's just gonna be a bit too quick for her. She's gonna piece her up on the feet. I think this will go the distance. I'm gonna go Carly Giudice by decision as the quick pick. We will move on to the next fight, a recent matchup that was just made. By the way, there are 14 fights on this pay-per-view. A lot of fights on this card. We love the more fights, the better. Because most likely there's going to be a fight canceled, whether due to weigh-ins, weight miss, or due to other complications, sickness, illness, whatever. So 14 fights on this card so far. Pretty solid. We're probably going to lose one or two, but it's good start, man. Good start. We got Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. McVeigh is stepping in here to fight Bruno Ferreira. His first fight in the UFC. He's 6-0. Pretty good grappler, decent striking, very tall for the division. 6'4", very, very tall. And if you guys know, Bruno Ferreira, he has struggled with the taller guys. He got KO'd by Nursultan Ruziboyev early on in his career, and he had trouble with Nursultan with the height. And Jackson McVeigh is the same height as Nursultan Ruziboyev. Does he pack the same punch? I don't believe so. I think Bruno Ferreira's experience it's better. I mean, this guy's a dog. I love the Hulk. This guy's solid everywhere. He's got power in his hands. He dogs it out. He's got good BJJ in his last fight. He showed that he can get submissions and get submissions off of his back. He got that arm bar really clean. Jackson McVeigh is good, but this is a tough test for his first fight in the UFC. I got to go Bruno Ferreira with the momentum that Ferreira's kind of got going on for him right now. And I think just the skill for skill, Bruno Ferreira is way better, much more experience, and I think he's going to show that and get a finish early round one. I think I'm going to go Bruno Ferreira by KO round one. Jackson McVeigh has yet to show anything, and it's a tough first fight in the UFC. So the quick pick is going to be Bruno Ferreira round one KO. We move on to the next fight, Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzeski. Brzeski's a bum. I can't trust Brzeski, but I also can't trust Spann. This is a 50-50 fight. I don't care what the odds say. I haven't even looked at the odds because I know this is a 50-50 fight. Lucas Brzeski's chin is dog shit. It's horrible. He's been chinned so many times at heavyweight. But Ryan Spann's move up to heavyweight has not looked very good, man. And I mean, Ryan Spann has just looked really bad in his last 5 fights. Both these guys are 1-4 in their last 5 fights. Both of them desperately need a win here. Early pick, I'm going Ryan Spann. I don't know how he gets it done. Probably a goofy method. I think he'll probably find a sub, not even KO Lucas Brzeski, whose chin's horrible. But honestly, I wouldn't put money near this fight. I wouldn't even. The pick's difficult. I'm probably going to change my mind on this. I'm probably going to go flip-flop back and forth. I got to watch some tape. But early pick, quick pick's going to be Ryan Spann. Let's move on to the next fight. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio, man. This is actually a good matchup. I think this is some good matchmaking right here. Prachnio is good. He's got nice kickboxing. Solid hands, really nice kick. He's got he can flip up that kick that he showed against who was it again? It was against Bukauskas. That kick is nasty. Jimmy Crute is solid as well. He plots forward. He throws hands. He's powerful. And in his last fight, I think he beat Bellato, man. He went to a draw with Bellato. Marcin Prachnio, he lost his last one. I forget who it was against, but it was a close fight. Jimmy Crute, man, he's going to be my pick. He's going to be my quick pick. I'm riding with Crute. I've been wanting to see Crute get back in the win column, and I think this is a good matchup for him. I think he can plot forward. I think he can survive the power of Marcin Prachnio, who doesn't have one-shot KO power, and I think Crute's going to be able be able to implement his game, implement his size, even if the stats show he's the smaller guy. Jimmy Crute's big in there. He gets really big on fight day. I think he's going to be able to impose his size. He's going to land the better shots, push Marcin Prachnio up against the fence, and really back him up the entire fight and get a nice decision. I'm going to go Jimmy Crute by decision in this fight, honestly. We move on to the next fight. Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov. Solid fight, man. Islam was supposed to fight, I think it was a few months ago. He's supposed to fight in Seattle, I believe. And that fight got rescheduled. I think he had an injury or something. But Islam Dulatov's a guy who's been on a lot of people's radars. He's a solid prospect. Nasty KOs, nasty finishing potential, very dangerous, and he mogs you when he finishes you. He KOs you, and then he starts mewing, he starts mogging you. It's just disrespectful as hell. But he's clean with it. He's fighting Adam Fugitt. He's a scrapper. Fugitt's a scrapper, man. He'll have a scrap with you. He'll try to get it done. But, skill for skill, size as well. Islam Dulatov is just this is like a layup for him. In my eyes, this is a layup. I hope this doesn't backfire too hard, but as the quick pick, I'm going Islam Dulatov, round 1 KO in his Dana White Contender Series performance. Nasty elbow, KO'd this really tough Brazilian, just a one-shot KO, didn't even need the follow-up, but followed it up and then mogged him. I think he's going to destroy Adam Fugitt. I think Islam can finish this fight anywhere. Dangerous grappler, dangerous striker, really good power. He's been developing his power. He's really big as well. When he gets in the octagon, he looks like he should be at middleweight. I think Fugitt's just a little bit too undersized, doesn't have the power, is getting up there in age, has taken some damage. Islam Dulatov runs through him. Islam Dulatov will be my quick pick by first round KO, man. We move on. Is this the main card already? I'm not too sure. The whole card's messed up right now, but Atiba Gauthier versus Robert Valentine. This is a fun matchup. This is a really fun middleweight matchup. Hopefully, we're not going to get a hug fest like Robert Valentine's last fight against Torres Finney, but that was all Torres Finney, man. I'm not even going to talk about that. That makes me mad. But Atiba Gauthier, he's the middleweight Francis Ngannou. We know this. Middleweight Francis Ngannou, he cracked the chin of Jose Medina in his last fight. If you know, Jose Medina got the best chin, man. He's like the flabby kind of South American kind of build, man. And they don't go down. And Atiba Gauthier cracked him on the chin, dropped him, and finished him. So middleweight Francis Ngannou versus crazy man Robert Valentine is going to be a good fight. Early pick, I'm going Atiba Gauthier. I like Robert Valentine. He's a dog. He always tries to find a finish, but he doesn't have the best skill for skill, and he can be cracked. He can be finished. We have seen him being finished by grapplers, been finished by strikers. I just think Robert Valentine isn't UFC material right now. I think he needs to develop a bit more in the regional scene and come back, try to get another shot at it. I think I'm going to go Atiba Gauthier, round 1 KO, man. His power is unreal. He just walks you down. No, just force of nature. I think Atiba Gauthier is a future prospect at middleweight, and Robert Valentine's getting this kind of last tough test before he gets cut, and I think it's tough luck for Robert Valentine. Give me Atiba Gauthier as the quick pick by first round TKO. We move on. Francisco Prado versus Nikolay Veretinnikov, man. I don't like Francisco Prado. I'm going to be honest. I picked him against Jake Matthews in, UFC 312, and he really disappointed me. At welterweight, Francisco Prado is very undersized. He's small for the division. He just looks like a big 155er. I'm not going to lie. He just looks like a big 155er. He should be making that cut to 155. I'm disappointed to see him back at welterweight, and I think it's going to be a bad move for him, honestly. Francisco Prado's got good striking. He's got good power, but at welterweight, it just doesn't translate as well, and the guys at welterweight are bigger. And I think Francisco Prado is going to have some issues. Nicolay's got the same build as Jake Matthews. He doesn't have the best striking, but he is solid. He can bite down on his mouth guard. Very tough to finish unless you take him down and you beat him up like his last opponent did. I don't think Nikolay is going to go down, man. So I'm going Nikolay as the early pick. I'm going to say he gets it done by KO. Honestly, Francisco Prado, I don't think he should be at welterweight. I just don't think he should be at welterweight. So I'm going Nikolay. I know Nikolay's got some bad losses already on his career. He's due for a win. And I'm surprised he's still in the UFC after his crash out in his last fight. But I'm going Nikolay as the quick pick. We move on to the next fight. Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen, man. This is the most predictable fight. I'm going to be honest. There's really not much to break down here. Marvin Vettori, iron chin, best chin in the UFC. He's not going down. He's not getting finished. I'm going Brendan Allen by decision. Look, Marvin Vettori, very tough, a little bit too tough for his own good, has never been finished, really difficult to finish and difficult to take down, try to sub, like very, very difficult to finish. Brendan Allen, scrappy, good takedowns, good striking. I think Brendan Allen's going to be faster. I think he's going to be longer. He's going to land the better shots. He's going to pitter-pat, go out, swing back in. I think he's going to be in and out on Marvin Vettori. Pause. I think he's going to be striking in and out, piecing up Marvin Vettori a little bit. And I think it's going to be a slow fight, but it's a predictable one, man. It's going the distance, and I'm going to go Brendan Allen to just squeeze it out on the judges' scorecards. It might be close. It might be a split decision. Brendan's had some split decisions, and recently he's been fighting a hard competition, rising competition in Imavov and in Anthony Hernandez. Very tough guys, but I don't think Marvin Vettori's got the grappling to defend those takedowns against Brendan Allen. And even if he does, he's just going to get held up against the fence, and it's going to be a snooze fest. So give me Brendan Allen via snooze fest decision. We move on. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Very tough fight to predict. Very, very tough fight to predict. Everybody's going to be on Vinicius Oliveira this fight. I can guarantee everybody's going to be on Vinicius Oliveira, but don't doubt Kyler Phillips, man. This guy's a dog, all right? Vinicius Oliveira might be locked dog, but Kyler Phillips is a dog, all right? He's the Matrix dog. And I think he could squeeze this one out on the judges' scorecards, pull off an upset. Early pick, I'm going to lean Vinicius Oliveira until I really do a deep tape dive. I know Vinicius has lost. His 3 losses are all by KO, and they're kind of by brutal KO for the most part. So I'm gonna dive a little bit into this, but early pick, I'm gonna go Vinicius. I like his confidence. I like his momentum. I really like his striking. Super fun striker, flashy, a little bit too flashy for his own good. That's where he can kind of get caught, and that's where he can, get capitalized on by his opponent. So it's going to be iffy with this one, but the early pick, I'm going to go Vinicius Oliveira by decision. Kyler Phillips is super tough. I think Vinicius will outstrike him, just land the better shots, be a little flashy, and that'll get the judges on his side. So I'm going to go Vinicius Oliveira as the early pick. We move on. Now we're on the main card. Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber opens up this main card. No idea why this is on the main card. And Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori is not. The disrespect, man. I don't care if Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen is going to be boring. It should be on the main card, all right? We got Michael Johnson. You know what he brings, man. He's unk. He is unk, and I love Michael Johnson. I love me a nice knockout from time to time. Coming off that nasty knockout win over Otman Azaitar or whatever in one of those random fight nights last year. Really nasty knockout. The big overhand right. He can land that flush and put you to sleep. But Daniel Zellhuber, much younger, much faster, really lengthy, going to be very hard for Michael Johnson to catch. The problem is Johnson usually catches guys that are about his same size, about his same reach, that he can just get into distance with and land that overhand right. You got to be in range to land that overhand right. I think Daniel Zellhuber's going to be a bit too quick, a bit too rangy, and he's just going to keep it on the outside. If he's smart and he has a good game plan coming in, he'll keep it on the outside. He'll pitter-patter those shots and just get himself a decision. I don't think he finishes Johnson. Johnson's pretty tough. Unless Zellhuber goes to the ground, looks for a sub, I'm going to go Daniel Zellhuber by decision. He's just going to do the pitter-patter, try to stay out of range of Michael Johnson. Don't let him land that big overhand right, because that's the only thing he kind of has, especially at his age, especially at his unk age here. So give me Daniel Zellhuber by decision. We move on. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. Good matchmaking, but Patricio Pitbull should not be getting another chance at the top 15. I'm not going to lie. 37 years old now or something, man. Give me Dan Ige as a gatekeeper. I don't care. Patricio Pitbull is not getting past Dan Ige, gatekeeper Dan Ige, man. It's just not happening. Dan Ige is meant to be in the top 15. He beats anybody that tries to break into the top 15 through him. All right? Give me Dan Ige via top 15 defense. Okay? But yeah, in reality, Dan Ige via decision is the most likely outcome here. Patricio Pitbull's very tough, hard to put away. Dan Ige's good, dynamite in his hands, but his last one was not really a KO. It was an early stoppage, let's be honest. Good win for him, but early stoppage for sure. I don't think he's got that power that he used to have. Give me Dan Ige by decision. I think we're going to have a couple decisions on this main card. So, yeah, I just don't think Patricio's got it, man, at 37 and just too late into the UFC. So give me Dan Ige as the quick pick by decision. We move on. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland is going to be fighting 10 times this year, man. I swear to God, this guy's going to be fighting 10 times this year. Incredible activity by Kevin Holland. You love to see it, though. And he's riding a 2-fight win streak in 2025. insane. He's riding a 2-fight win streak. But let him keep rolling this one out, man. They're giving him some good matchups. Daniel Rodriguez is a favorable matchup for Kevin Holland. Rodriguez, he's not very good on the ground. He's fast on the feet. He's got some power, but he did fight an unk last time out, and he got a nice knockout. Good win for Daniel Rodriguez, but this is a different fight. I think Rodriguez is a bit too slow for Holland. Even though Holland can be susceptible on the feet and he can get caught, he's very rangy, 81-inch reach, and he can get those takedowns and find those subs. He needs to fight somebody who can defend the takedowns, who can defend the subs to really give him a difficult time. Like Luque was supposed to give him a difficult time, and Holland found that sub. He found that sub relatively early in the fight. So I think Kevin Holland can do the same thing here to Rodriguez. He can take him down. Rodriguez is kind of slow on the ground and can't defend his neck very well. So give me Kevin Holland by submission. I think if he's smart and he wants that free money, he wants that free paycheck, he wants that performance of the night bonus, just go for a nice nasty submission, choke out Daniel Rodriguez. I think that's what Kevin Holland will do in round one. Give me Kevin Holland round one submission. We move on. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. This is apparently the co-main event. I don't know if it's a for sure thing right now. The whole card is messed up. All the movements of the card have just switched around a bajillion times. But it's an interesting fight. Paulo Costa needs this one desperately. He's on a 2 or 3 fight losing streak right now. And he's coming off that loss to Sean Strickland. Wasn't a good look for him. It was a close fight. I don't think it was a split decision, to be honest. But Paulo Costa needs a win here. Tough fight in Roman Kopylov. Kopylov's a clean kickboxer, lots of power, very sharp with his kicks, very, very sharp with his kicks. But Paulo Costa's big, man. People forget how big Paulo Costa is. Very physically imposing. He hasn't looked the same in years. So, it's a matter of, will he be able to make a bounce back fight, have a bounce back fight against a rising contender who's been having really good performances of late. Besides losing to Anthony Hernandez, he's had amazing performances back to back to back. Just knocked out Chris Curtis. A questionable finish, but still a nice kick. Still would have won him the fight, honestly, by decision. So either way, he got that one done. But it's so tough. As a quick pick, I'm going to go Roman Kopylov. I got to lean Kopylov. Momentum, kickboxing ability, knowing that this is most likely going to be on the feet, and Kopylov's not going to have to defend takedowns or, be careful of the ground. He doesn't have to worry about the ground. That just gives him a solid advantage, and I think he can strike with Paulo Costa. I think Costa needs to get in the inside. He needs to land a bomb to really have a chance in this fight, and I just don't see that happening. So give me Roman Kopylov by KO, honestly. I see him landing a KO blow on Paulo Costa, maybe a head kick, maybe a body kick, something kick-wise. I could see him landing on Paulo Costa, finishing him on the ground. Give me Roman Kopylov by KO is the quick pick, man. And we move on to the main event, the BMF title, the retirement fight, New Orleans, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3, the rematch, the third rematch that these guys are having. And it's a big one. Both these guys are, they're deep in their careers now. Dustin Poirier is retiring. Max Holloway is continuing in the lightweight division. He's done with 145, and this is a big step up. It's a big step forward for both these guys. They haven't fought in a few years, and we're going to see how this one matches up, man. I don't understand how Dustin Poirier is constantly the underdog. I think Dustin Poirier gets this done. I think he gets this done. This is his final fight in the UFC. It is his final chance to win a fight in the UFC. He's never lost 2 fights in a row. He just lost to Islam Makhachev. He's never lost 2 fights in a row, and I don't think he's going to lose it this time, man. I don't think he's going to lose to Max Holloway. Max Holloway is a solid striker, really clean boxing, sharp shots, a lot of activity, a lot of volume. We know this, and he pieces people up. He's very good. Max Holloway is very, very good, and this is going to be a close fight. But I do think that Dustin Poirier is going to have the dog in him. He's going to have the fire in him. He's going to be landing the better shots. He's going to crack Max Holloway. He's going to bust him up like the second fight when they fought. And I think he's just going to beat down on Max Holloway and just out-damage him, out-volume him. Out-volume is a tough thing to say against Max Holloway, but I think he's going to break down Max Holloway as the rounds go on. And I think Dustin Poirier is going to get a decision in New Orleans for his retirement fight. He's going to put the gloves down after beating Max Holloway, and it's going to be a glorious moment. I love Max Holloway. It's tough to pick one of these guys. I want them both to win, but I need Dustin Poirier to win this retirement fight, and I believe he can do it, boys. I believe he can do it. He's beat him twice. I don't see why he doesn't beat Max Holloway for a third time here. He is older. He has taken more damage, but he gave Islam Makhachev a run for his money. He beat down on Benoit Saint-Denis, an up-and-coming, rising, dangerous killer, you know? He beat up on a lot of these guys. Obviously, he lost to Gaethje, but he's knocked out Gaethje. He had a close fight with Charles Oliveira, my GOAT. But he had a close fight with Charles Oliveira, you know? He's had some close fights. He subbed Michael Chandler. You know, he's had great fights, legendary fights, and I think this is going to be a legendary fight no matter the outcome. This is going to be most likely fight of the night. This is probably going to be one of the best fights this year. And I got to go Dustin Poirier as the quick pick by decision. Give me Dustin Poirier by unanimous decision. When the bullets are flying, give me Dustin Poirier every day of the week, baby. Diamond shine forever. Diamond shine forever. That's what I'm saying. Come on now. All right, boys, I got to stop. I'm tweaking out right now. That's the entire video. All my quick picks, all my quick predictions. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Drop it down in the comments what you guys think about this card. A lot of people think it's shit. A lot of people think it's meh. So let me know, but I will catch you boys in the next one. See you.